Hey guys, Robbie Webster here. Today is June 16th, and this is it's July 16th, and this is my June Blu-ray and DVD collection update. I usually do this at the very beginning of the month for the previous month, but this summer has been the craziest summer ever. I've worked more hours than I've ever worked in my life. It's just nuts, and today's a Saturday, and I got out of work at 7 o'clock, which is about an hour and a half early. Like, if I only worked 6.5 hours today, so it's the first time I've had less than 10 hours in like 3 weeks. So since I still have daylight, I use the natural light for these videos, so I can only film the DVD updates during the daytime, and it's really hard to get myself motivated in the morning to do one before work. So since I got out early, I'm going to take advantage of it and do the update. And let's get started, because this is going to be a pretty long one. I have a lot of stuff. Some of you probably saw the unboxing video I did for this. I was very excited when it came out. Breaking Bad Season 3 on Blu-ray. Some people, like I said in the other video, they told me that they were really disappointed with this season and that they stopped watching the show. 2 different people told me that. But I really like this. I thought this was the best season yet, and I'm really looking forward to the new season. I'm not going to be able to watch it until it comes out on Blu-ray, so probably not for another year. And I'm kind of disappointed to hear that Bryan Cranston isn't eligible to win the Emmy Award for Best Actor in a Drama. He won it for all 3 of the first seasons, but then they took a break and they started the 4th season late. So they told him they're ineligible. So this is probably going to be the year that Jon Hamm will win for Mad Men. But I think Bryan Cranston is one of the best actors. He's one of my top 10 favorite actors of all time, I think. I love him. I think he's a great actor. So I'll give you a close-up of the cover, and I'll move on to the next thing. And I'll put links in the description box to any videos that are related to each title, and I'll probably put annotations too. Just on the annotations, sometimes it takes me like a day before I get them all on there. It depends, because these DVD updates are usually pretty long, and they take like 5-6 hours to upload. So sometimes I set them to upload and then I go to work, and then I don't get a chance to put the annotations in until after I get done with work, which is like 12-13 hours later, and sometimes I'm too tired, so I wait till the next day. So anyways, the next thing I'm going to show you, this pertains to another set that I got, which is not going to be in this update. Some of you might have seen the unboxing video for the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition Blu-ray Trilogy, which is an awesome set. I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance to watch even 1 second of that edition, and I'm so excited to watch it. Today I'm finally going to be able to start watching some stuff on there. I think I'll start by just watching the first movie, and then I'll watch all the special features. But this I got for pre-ordering it at Best Buy. I actually didn't buy it at Best Buy, but I'll explain that later. It's the One Ring, and it's pretty cool. You put $10 towards if you had put $10 towards the purchase of this set that I got. In fact, I'll show you the set real quick. It's right up here. Hold on. But I'll definitely show it again once I'm done watching all the special features. Here's the set right here, in case you didn't see it. And here is the video. I'll put an annotation right there, so you can see everything on the inside of it. But so you put $10 down, and then you go to Best Buy when it comes out, and you get to take this when you put the $10 down. So that's really cool. But to explain things, I actually got it from Amazon. I pre-ordered it on Amazon a long time ago, like when it was first announced. And then a couple weeks before it came out, I also pre-ordered it at Best Buy just because I wanted to get that One Ring. And then once I got the one on Amazon, what I was going to do is, if sometimes when you get stuff from Amazon, it's a little dinged up. If that happened, I would have bought one from Best Buy and then returned the one from Amazon to Best Buy and got my money back, so that I would have 1 copy still. But since it was in perfect condition when it came to my house, I kept that one, and then I just put the $10. Best Buy let me put the $10 towards another purchase, and I'm not even sure what I ended up buying with that. But I bought something. It's probably in this update. So let's move on to the next one. This one I did a movie review of. It's The Unknown, starring Liam Neeson, and I'll put a link to that video too. And I thought this was pretty good. A lot of people compare it to Taken, but it's much different than Taken, and it's not as good as Taken, but I still enjoy it. There are some minor plot holes and a couple of things that I thought are unrealistic or that wouldn't happen if this whole scenario unfolded. But it was still a fun movie to watch, and I enjoyed it. That's why I bought it. And that's really, really cool. It also has January Jones in it, who's in the new X-Men movie, and she stars in Mad Men as well. The next one I've got right here is the Coen Brothers adaptation of True Grit, starring Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Josh Brolin. I thought this was good, but I didn't enjoy it. If I had just watched it by itself and I had never seen the original, I would probably like it more. I saw the original a few months back, and I have that as well. And it's just, I think the original is much better. I like it better. And this just feels like too much of a word-for-word copy. There are so many scenes that are just word for word, the same exact lines, everything. And then they cut, it's a shorter movie. I think it's about a half an hour, at least a half an hour shorter, maybe even longer. Or, I mean, maybe even shorter than that. But the original movie had some little things in it that I really liked that they cut out of this one. And I guess I just like the original better. But there's nothing wrong with this. If you have never seen the original, you'll probably really like this. And it's a good Western. They don't make a lot of good Westerns nowadays. And the next one I've got right here is another one that was recently released on Blu-ray. And I saw it for the first time. It's The Firm, starring Tom Cruise. And I forgot, I haven't been showing you guys the covers. So here's The Unknown. I like the way that I have the camera set up now where I can just reach out and show you the covers. There's the True Grit, and here's The Firm, starring Gene Hackman and Tom Cruise. And I'm sorry if I forget some of these plot scenarios, because I watched most of these at the beginning of June, and it's been a while, so I'm trying to remember everything. Been so busy, and by the way, next month's DVD update is going to be probably really short, because so far I've watched only 3 movies for it, and it's already halfway through the month. And I've just been watching a lot of stuff on Netflix, because I just got Netflix for the first time. But anyways, this is about a kid who's like a top, I think he graduated from either Harvard or Stanford, one of the Ivy League colleges, and he's like the #1 draft pick if it was like the NFL draft. Like all of the major law firms are trying to get him to join their law firm. And he ends up going to one in, trying to remember everything. What city was that? It's like, Memphis, I think. Memphis, Tennessee. He goes, I'm pretty sure that's where it is. And he goes to that one, which is kind of an unlikely thing. And he starts to find out that there are some weird things going on inside of this law firm, and they're covering up some certain things. There's a lot of conspiracy. And he's basically trying to uncover the truth. And if you guys notice, I have some crap in my hands. That's actually ink. I was working with the packaging rolls. Not, you guys don't care about that. I did it at work. The next one I bought this because I was gonna take my little cousins to see the sequel in the theater, and I wanted to rewatch the original, and I figured why not rewatch it on Blu-ray, and that is Cars on Blu-ray. And I like this movie a lot. I like this a lot better than the new one. I watched the second one in the theater, like I said. It's nowhere near as good as the first one. The first one's much funnier, and it just has like that. It makes you feel kind of nostalgic for like the way things used to be, and it's hard to explain. But if you watch the movie, I think you'll understand what I'm talking about. Let's keep this thing moving. The next one I got. This is another one that you guys are gonna kill me for. This is the first time I ever watched it. It was really good. It's Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. Not Jack Nicklaus, the golfer. Jack Nicholson. Yeah, this is very, very good. I really liked it. I liked it from beginning to end. After I watched it, I was talking to my friend about it, and he watched it, and like the whole week at work, we just kept saying "Red Rum" to each other. It was so funny. He wrote "Red Rum" all over the dry erase board we have at work, and every time we had to call someone on the intercom, we would say "Red Rum" afterwards, and nobody knew what we were talking about. But this is a really great movie, great thriller. I thought it was just fantastic. I'm pretty sure it's based on a Stephen King novel. Yeah, it is. And yeah, definitely check this out if you haven't seen it. And it looks great on Blu-ray. I thought it was amazing. The next one I got, this one I was kind of disappointed in. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I bought this for my wife for Christmas, and we never got around to watching it until I think June 1st we watched it. I think this is the first one I watched for this update. It's The Princess and the Frog on Blu-ray. There it is. And this is in the traditional type of animation. It's not the computer animation. And I thought it was pretty. There were some funny parts like all Disney movies, and it just didn't measure up to like what I usually get from a Disney movie. I guess I was just expecting more out of it. I didn't like the songs as much as I usually do, but it was still good. Nothing wrong with it. It's just that it wasn't as good as they usually are. The next one I have here, this one I'm kind of upset about. When they shrink wrapped this, they shrink wrapped it too tight and it put those wavy lines. This is Hitch. It's a romantic comedy starring Will Smith and Kevin James, and it's very, very funny. Kevin James' part is hilarious. This is, if I have to watch a chick flick, which my friend refuses to watch this because he says it's a chick flick. But out of every chick flick I've ever seen, this is definitely the best one. I think it's so funny. I absolutely love it. I think Kevin James, this is the best feature film he's been in. It's his funniest role. Yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. And I think the disc is loose in there. Yeah, it is. Fix that. But yeah. You know what's something I don't like about people's DVD updates? I hate it when they hold up the DVD and you can tell that they didn't even take off the top sticker thing. Like they just popped it open. I just don't like that, because then when they go to get rid of it later down the line, someone like me is going to buy it and it's going to have all this sticky stuff on it. And if you pay this money for these titles, why don't you like take good care of them? Like make it it's more than just watching movies. It's a collection. That's what it is to me, at least. Next one I've got here is one of my favorite Robert Rodriguez / Quentin Tarantino films. It's From Dusk Till Dawn, starring George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino and Harvey Keitel, Juliette Lewis, really hot girl, what's her name? Salma Hayek, I think. Yeah, Salma Hayek. This is an awesome movie. It's totally the first half of the movie. It's like there's two different movies and they just put them together. It's like they filmed the end of the movie, I think. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making this up. I think they like filmed the end of the movie because they thought it would be really cool, and then they're like, we gotta have more than this. It's only a half hour long, so they just built up this big story in the beginning. It was just crazy the twist it took, and I love it. If you like Robert Rodriguez or Quentin Tarantino, you'll definitely like this one. Definitely check that out. And I'm not even a big fan of either of them. Like, I didn't like Machete. Everybody says Machete is like amazing. Nah, I don't like it that much. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to the TV seasons on DVD. The first ones I got. This is a blast from my childhood, a blast from the past. I got season 1 and 2 of Pete and Pete, and I used to absolutely love the show, and now watching it again is still so funny. It's so good. I love it. I can't wait to keep. I have only watched like 5 episodes. I'm gonna keep watching them. This is a fantastic series about two brothers who are both named Pete and their quirky family. If you've never heard of it, go check it out. It's great. The next one I got. This is kind of a dumb show. I thought I had only watched one episode before, and it was like 5 years ago, and I thought it was kind of funny. But now that I watch it again, it's just like, it's just okay. Some parts of it I like, and some parts are just really scripted. And knowing that the two characters got divorced. I mean, they're not characters; they're real people. But it's Hogan Knows Best. I got this from FYE for $7.99. It's actually all 3 seasons. So, well, there might be more seasons. I don't know, but it's season 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah, I wouldn't really recommend checking that out unless you're a big Hulk Hogan fan, and I am a fan of him, so that's why I like it. But some things his family does are just like, they just annoy me. And these are ones that I rebought. I used to own the first 5 seasons of this, but I sold them a long time ago before I even started making videos on YouTube. But I saw that they re-released them in a slim pack, and they were on sale for $10 each. Well, the first 2 seasons were. So I got the first 2 seasons again, and I'll eventually get all of the seasons. And those are the first 2 seasons of Monk. This is a show about a guy who used to be a police detective. He has obsessive compulsive disorder, and his wife passes away, and it kind of just throws his disease into like mayhem. It's just really bad, and he has to leave the police force. And then this show is just him and his personal assistant. He does private investigating for the police, for the San Francisco Police Department, I believe it is. And it's so funny, and it's a great mystery series at the same time. It's one of the funniest shows and one of the best like mystery suspense shows like that I've ever seen. And I didn't watch the last. I was watching it every week when it came on for like the first 5 seasons, and after that I didn't have cable anymore, so I just kind of stopped watching it. So I'll eventually catch up on everything when when I get all the DVDs. But I would definitely recommend picking up these. They were on sale. They might still be the same price. They were $10, $9.99 at Target. The first 2 seasons. And the 3rd season was like $16.99, but I didn't buy it because I figured it'll probably drop down too. So that's it for the TV season. Now I'm going to move on to the DVDs, the DVD movies. And the first one I got, this one I did an unpackaging video. It's one of the ones that my friend Ryan Chataway sent me. So check out his channel, rchataway87. I'll put a link in the description and in an annotation. This is Psycho. It's Alfred Hitchcock's, one of his best films that I've ever seen. I haven't seen all of his films. I'm still working on that. I plan on seeing every single film that he's made. That's not the goal I'm going towards right now. I was going towards watching every Clint Eastwood film, and I got pretty far with that, but then once I started getting to Alfred Hitchcock, I kind of put that on the back burner. Now I'm working on Alfred Hitchcock. He's an amazing director. He's my favorite director, and this film is awesome. I'm not even going to get into the plot. If you've never seen it, if you're a fan of Alfred Hitchcock and you've never seen it, you have to watch it. If you're a fan of great mysteries or even like horror, it's almost like horror. It's a thriller, and it's fantastic, and it has an awesome ending. I definitely recommend this film. Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate it. The next one I got is another Alfred Hitchcock film, which is very good. It's Strangers on a Train. And this one is about 2 people that meet on a train. One of them is a professional tennis player, and the other one's just this really like kind of strange guy. And the guy that's a professional tennis player, like he's well known, he's a celebrity pretty much, and the other guy recognizes him, and he starts talking to him on the train, and he basically ends up moving the conversation towards how this guy's having a problem with his wife, and he's going to get a divorce. That everybody knows that there's like this scandal, he's going to get a divorce. And he said, he said that he needs help killing someone. I think it was his father or his mother. I can't remember which. I'm totally blanking right now because I watched it such a long time ago. Well, he wants to kill one of his parents. I think it's his father. And so he said, how about this? I'll kill your ex-wife or your wife that you're going to get divorced from if you kill my father. And the tennis player doesn't really go along with it, but the guy is like a psycho. So the story just evolves from there, and this is really great. This is another one of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock films. Definitely check this one out. And there's the cover of that. And the next one I got, this is a movie that I saw one video that Ryan Chataway made where he was just talking about it, and then I saw a video where he actually sent this version, this edition, to Razman's Reality. And I saw it for $3 at a flea market, so I picked it up. It's Paths of Glory, starring Kirk Douglas, and there's the cover. And it's about World War II soldiers. They're involved in trench warfare, and they're basically set on this like impossible mission, and the mission obviously fails. And then the higher up people in the military, I think they're in the French army. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the French army. And so they decide to like put people on. They choose random people to put on trial for the whole failure, and they're just like, all 3 of them were completely innocent. None of them had anything to do with the fact that they failed. In fact, there was nothing they could do to keep them from failing. Even if, I mean, anybody in the whole entire, nobody should have been put on trial for it. But this is just about these men and the way that everything works. And Kirk Douglas, he's like outside of the war. He was a lawyer, so he represents his men that were charged. And it's really good. Really, really good. I really enjoyed this film. Thanks for recommending it, Ryan. The next one I got, this was recommended by a guy who sent me a message on my channel, and I can't think of his username, so I'm sorry about that. It's a Peter Jackson film. It's called Heavenly Creatures, and it's an Australian movie about a true story about these 2 girls that are just basically, they start to do, I don't know, they're kind of living in a fantasy world, and I guess the way that they got the story is the girls had diaries and they wrote everything down, and this is like based on it. And I think this was made in 1995. I want to say. It's pretty old, and this it's actually very acclaimed for the special effects that it has. Peter Jackson did a great job with the effects. Um, he's made a lot of good movies. If you hear my cat out there, I say this in every video. When she hears my voice, she starts to meow sometimes. She wants me to come out there and play with her or something or pet her. But yeah, I would recommend this. There are some undertones of lesbianism, which I don't know if that's offensive to some people. I don't want people to be offended by that. But if you just look at the movie as a whole, it was really well done, and it's a crazy story because it's a true story. So I would recommend this. As you can see, Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up. The next one I got is a Coen Brothers film. It's starring Billy Bob Thornton and Frances McDormand, who's in like every one of their movies. And I think she's married to one of them. One of the Coen brothers. And James Gandolfini. It's called The Man Who Wasn't There. And it's about this barber. You know what? I watched this so long ago. I'm trying to remember what happened. What happened? I think Scarlett Johansson's in this too. I'm pretty sure she is. But basically this woman... Okay, here's what happens, I think. I think his wife is cheating on him with James Gandolfini. And he sort of finds out, and some stuff happens, and then his wife's accused of murder. Just watch it. It's good. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause I'm sorry, guys. I should have popped this back in and checked it out again, or at least read a plot synopsis so that I could remember things about it. It's been so long. The next one I got, this one was one that I saw on Absolute Sublime's 1's channel. I'll give you a link to his channel as well. And this is starring Robert Patrick, who I really like. Ever since I saw the last 2 seasons of The X-Files, I think he did a great job replacing Mulder, by the way. A lot of people didn't like him. I really liked him. But it's Fire in the Sky, and this is a movie about a guy who gets abducted by aliens. He's a logger. They're just out in the woods working, and they come across this spacecraft, and all this crazy stuff happens, and it's supposed to be based on a true story, based on what the guy said, and it is really creepy. There are some really creepy parts in it, but I like this. I'm really into stuff that's about like aliens and aliens coming to modern day Earth. I like that kind of stuff a lot. So if you like that stuff too, I think you'll enjoy this. It's actually out of print too, so it costs like $9 or $10 to find the DVD. I actually accidentally bought 2 copies of it. So if anyone's interested, I was going to sell it on eBay, but if anyone wants to offer me a trade or something, I'll definitely consider that. So the next one I got is another Coen Brothers film, which I really liked, but I'm having trouble remembering the whole plot, but I'll just give a brief synopsis of it, or a brief like little summary. Miller's Crossing. It's about, it's during, like, I want to say the Great Depression, and it's like this kind of suspense thriller. I really liked it. I really liked the acting in it, and I just can't remember the whole story. And I remember the ending, and I obviously can't give that away. So, but it's really good. It's like a gangster film, and it's a Coen Brothers film, and it's really well done. That was the first time I had seen it, so I recommend that as well. The next one I got was a movie that I never really liked my whole life. I saw it when I was a little kid, and I didn't like it because in 2nd grade was when I watched it, but the whole year in 2nd grade, our teacher used to have a half an hour out of every day where she would read books to us. She read us the Indian in the Cupboard books and a bunch of other really good stories that I really liked. And as a result, when I watched the Indian in the Cupboard movie, I didn't like it. I liked the book so much more, and this is the same case with this. It's The Secret of Nim. I really liked the book when my teacher read it to me. I absolutely loved it, and ever since I wanted to go back and read it again. And if you've never read the book, you'll probably like the cartoon. The cartoon is pretty good. I like it now that I watch it now, but when I watched it back then, I was just disappointed because the characters didn't seem as cool as I pictured them when I was reading the book, when my teacher was reading us the book. But it's about these rats and mice and other animals, they can all talk, and they live on a farm, and it's basically about them trying to get ready to move from their homes to another home for the harvest, because the plow is going to go through and destroy the field that they live in. And the rats have like they're kind of like advanced for some reason, and you don't know why, and it's kind of a secret that they tell you in the movie. But if you've never seen this, it's actually on Netflix, and I really recommend watching it. It's a very cool story. I'd also recommend getting the book because I think you'll like it. If you have kids that are around like the 7, 8, 9-year-old, they'll probably really like it, especially if you read it to them. I plan on reading this to my kids. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to about having kids. I wanna read books to them because I love reading. It'll be cool just to read cool stories to my kids. The next one I got, I really didn't like very much, so that's why I put it last. It's called The Score, starring Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, Marlon Brando, and Angela Bassett, and it's an all-star cast. But I just didn't really like the way it all came together. I thought it was kind of cheesy. There were certain cool parts to it, but it's basically about a heist. These guys are kind of professional thieves, and they're going after a big score that's going to basically be so big that they'll never have to do anything else again, which is something that kind of seems like it's something that happens in like every movie. Like there's a lot of movies with the same concept, so it didn't seem very original. The reason I bought it was because I'm a big De Niro and Edward Norton fan, so yeah, so there's the cover to that. Anyways, guys, that's the end of my June 2011 Blu-ray and DVD update, and I promise you that next month I will make it on time. I will do my best to make it on time. Okay, so I don't really promise. I'll just do my best to make it on time. But I also have, like I told you in my update video, I also have an Around the Town. It's not really around, it's kind of an Around the Town. It's at an amusement park that I filmed. And I'm not sure if I'm going to upload this first or the amusement park video first, so we'll just see what happens. But whichever one you see first, about 3 days later you'll see the next one. So it's either going to be the DVD update, which you're watching now, or the Around the Town. I think I'll do, you know what, I'm going to post the DVD update first, and then the Around the Town will be 3 days later. So I'm going to post this tonight, which is Saturday night, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, I'll post the Around the Town. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Hope you're all having a great summer. I know I am. I don't have a lot of free time, but my wife and I have really made the most of the free time we had. We've done a lot of fun stuff, and we have some other plans to do more fun stuff this summer. So I hope you guys are having a great summer, like I said, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.